Hi everyone, it's Miss Kristen.
Miss Melissa.
And Miss Kim.
And we are here with a special guest today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Dalia Cologne.
Welcome to
Creative
Community
Spotlight.
This month in Virtual Sunday Morning Live, we are talking all about creativity.
So for the next few Thursdays, we'll be shining the spotlight on some of our parents who use creativity at work.
Well, welcome, Dalia. We're so glad you're here with us. First, tell us a little bit about you and your family and what it is that you do for work.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm honored to be with you. So I live in Riverview with my husband, Braulio, my daughter, Nora, who's 8 years old, my son, Benji, who's 4 years old, and our Cocker Spaniel, Max. I also have a stepdaughter, Ariel, who is a college basketball player in North Carolina. I am a freelance journalist, so I have several roles that I do, but the one that I wanted to talk to you about today is being a producer and co-host at WEDU Public Media, which is Tampa Bay's PBS channel. You might be familiar with PBS if you ever watched Sesame Street or Daniel Tiger, or if your parents watched Downton Abbey.
Excellent. Well, can you tell us, how do you use creativity in your work at PBS?
Oh, it's such a creative job. So the main role that I do there is producing a show that's actually called Arts Plus. So it's all about the arts and finding creative people in our community and taking a look at what they do. So it might be a painter, a musician, a poet, someone who does sewing, all types of art. There's creativity involved in choosing the people that we interview, in finding them. There's creativity involved in asking questions and in editing the videos, choosing the music. So from start to finish, even though everything that I'm doing is about a true person and true information, I get to use lots of creativity in how I present their story to the viewers.
That's very cool. So can you tell us, how do you see God's creativity in what you do?
Well, I love how there are so many talents that God has put inside of each person and how each person is uniquely gifted in something that the rest of us can appreciate. So I might be interviewing a painter and I can barely draw a straight line, let alone paint a beautiful picture. I might be interviewing a musician, and yes, we have a piano, but I can barely play it. So one of my gifts that God has given me is to be able to tell their stories and to share it with the public. So it's really cool how he gave us all different gifts that work together. I have a painting on my wall that's by one of the artists I interviewed because I was so impressed with his skills. So it's really cool to be able to appreciate everyone's unique gifts instead of wishing we had different gifts, but seeing how they all work together.
Definitely. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, Dalia, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing about your creativity and God's creativity at work.
If you have questions for Dalia, feel free to ask them in the comments.
And we'll be back next Thursday with another special guest in our Creative
Community
Spotlight.
Bye, friends.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.